Welcome to an episode of Founder in the Chair. Today I'm really excited to bring you a lady who started her career in banking and then went into the wellness world. This lady is now a Theta Healing Practitioner. So like me, you may be thinking, what's that? So I'm super proud to announce I have in the chair today Luvleen, who's going to tell you her business as a Theta Healing Practitioner. Welcome, Luvleen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, Vina.
Thank you. So tell us, what is it? So you went from banking and now you're a Theta Healing Practitioner?
Yes, my journey started about 10 years ago, actually, when I started working on myself, went really deep into my own healing. And my mum was a Reiki master.
Okay.
So I started off with Reiki. And then from that, about 4 years ago, I actually left the corporate world. So I left the banking world.
Okay.
And I started to go really in depth in my own healing. And I came across Theta Healing.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm sat here today probably is because it absolutely changed my life. So
Wow.
going through Theta Healing and actually working on myself for about 2 to 3 years consistently, so going through the depths of that work, completely shifted my reality.
So if your mum was a Reiki master, why did you not just follow that journey? Why Theta Healing?
Because Reiki for me, as much as I love it and I do use it, but I couldn't understand the why. So
Right.
if I'm hitting a block, Reiki couldn't tell me where that block was coming from.
Right.
I could send healing to it,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't get to the depths of the root of the actual origin of that belief.
Okay.
So the basis of Theta Healing is we work through the beliefs and the programming that every individual has,
Right.
but actually knowing that some of it isn't even ours. So
Wow.
90% of our brain is made up of the subconscious, which
Yes.
is all your beliefs, your programmings, your memories, what you hear, what people say to you, all of that. And actually, when I was discovering that we can change that, we can rewire it, we can go to where it's come from, which ancestor, which past life, even the womb space itself, the amount that we pick up just being in the womb space, that's when you can really create those profound shifts in your life and the transformation.
So that's where you found your answers then,
Yeah,
and you've transformed it into a business.
absolutely.
Okay, so before we go on to the business side of it, tell us a little bit more because you just said the womb space, generations, ancestors. Tell us a bit more about that and then we'll find out how you actually run a business in this.
Amazing. So Theta Healing itself, as I said, we go into the theta brainwave. So we work on the subconscious mind,
Okay.
but we work on 4 different levels when we go into Theta Healing. So one is this lifetime. So any beliefs that we pick up on this lifetime. One goes into ancestral, which is genetic and history level. We go into past life as well. So we can go up to 37 generations back.
Wow.
And then soul level. So your soul, you can imagine at the point of conception, as a baby in the womb, is where your soul comes into the body and integrates. Now, your soul is with you in every single lifetime. So all those beliefs that we carry, the programming, that's the point that we take that on. So it's
So interesting.
it's really
Gives you
deep,
shivers.
right? It's for me, it was beyond surface. So it allows you to really just go deeper with so much stuff. So that's the beauty of Theta Healing. Now we work on every aspect of you as well. So you've got your ego self, your undercurrent, which is a part of you that makes up all those stories all the time. Your survival self, which keeps you in safety based on past experiences. And then your higher self as well. And I suppose the aim of it is that knowing that we are just built of beliefs and programmings. And actually, when we start harnessing that power to know that we can recreate them, that's when from the inside out, we start making those changes.
And how easy is it for someone to do that? Or for you to do it for somebody?
So we always say a minimum of 3 months, and that's just your foundation. So that's actually going to a point where we've looked at what's in your energetic field, what's that surface level that just needs to be lifted a little bit, and then how can we start going deeper with stuff. So 3 months definitely, but it's consistent, it's dedication, it's not just thinking it's a quick fix.
And how often do you have a session?
So I normally suggest about 2 to 3 sessions a month.
Okay.
They are an hour each. That allows us to really support you and go into a deeper state, start shifting other deeper beliefs as well. But in between that, you do get support, because obviously it's after the sessions that stuff might come up for you. And that's where we really handhold you through that process.
So when you decided that you've done all this work on yourself now and you're going to turn it into a business. Now, I'll be honest, if you came to me and said, okay, Veena, would you like a theta healing session? I'd be like, what does that do? I don't know. I'm not sure. How would you convince me to at least try?
I think you've got those people that are open, and that they're probably the ones that are just open to listen to you. And then you've got the ones that are very scientific. Now, theta healing is a combination between science and spirituality. And I think what I would say is really look at your life, like really question what's going on. If you see patterns, if you see cycles, don't just accept them. Question them, like where are they coming from? And what change do you want? There's a change everyone desires, but actually allow yourself to go deeper, allow yourself to release it and to really step into that.
So I know I've been in banking as well, and we had targets and we were taught how to sell, and it was hard sales.
Absolutely.
It wasn't easy. So coming from that sort of sales background to doing something, you're quite softly spoken as well.
Absolutely.
I think, we do say this sometimes, and now this suits you better, I guess. But I know you can hard sell because you had to in the bank. Do you bring any of that into what you do now? How do you get your customers? How do they come to you?
So I don't bring any of that into what I do. Okay. And actually, I think the reason behind that is when I stepped onto this journey, it was never with the intention to become a practitioner. It was always with the intention to work on myself, for me, my family, my children.
Okay.
And it's only when I went deeper into the journey was I guided into the journey. So I don't hard sell. Actually, it's a true belief that I'm on the journey for a reason. I'm here to serve, and those clients that are meant to come towards me will come. And the first few clients, I'll be honest with you, just found me on Instagram. Like, I don't even know how they found me. Or it was someone that knew me and just had a conversation that then introduced me to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think it's really different when you get to this level. I'm not functioning from a place of fear and scarcity. I'm not trying to run a business based on fear or that I have to, I don't know, earn a certain amount. It's not about that, but that comes with flow. Because I'm serving from my heart, actually it's just flowing in that way.
So if somebody wanted to sell, maybe not start theta healing, but a wellness business, what advice would you give? Because it's quite hard to start a wellness business because you get more people who want to go to a rave.
Absolutely.
But they don't necessarily want to start healing themselves because, well, firstly, they don't want to admit they've even got a problem. So if you had to give a business tip, I know you're saying yours you don't always look at it as a business, but at the end of the day, it does put food on your table and we all need to be earning something. So as a business person going into the wellness world, what advice would you give somebody?
Meet yourself at that depth first. So really work on yourself so you can hold that space for your clients and do it from your soul. Don't do it from your head. Obviously, there has to be strategy behind it.
Yeah.
There has to be inspired action, but it needs to come from your soul. And if you don't meet yourself at that depth, when you've got clients coming towards you that are actually going through some stuff, you can't hold space for them.
And they'll see through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you won't get repeat business. Or do you get a lot of referrals?
Yeah, I do. So and it's a transformation, isn't it? And that's my motivation as well. Yeah. Which is when I see the transformations, it just lifts your soul. Like it makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it. But it's not just for them as well, it's like it's for their children. So we don't do this for ourselves. I didn't do it for myself. I did it partly for me and my husband, but it's for my children.
Because you said it's generational.
That's it. So actually the ripple effect of one session or 2 sessions or a couple of months of someone investing in themselves is their family, their grandchildren. They're going to be the ancestor who breaks the cycles.
Wow.
They're the ancestor that says, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to say no. I'm going to change how I'm doing things. And I know my self-worth.
Yeah.
And I want my girls growing up knowing that.
Because, so your girls, how old are they?
So I've got an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old and a little boy who's 4.
So they live in a world of social media,
Absolutely.
fast-paced, so much noise. Have you seen a difference in them?
Yes. So when I'm meditating in the morning, my 7-year-old will come downstairs and sit next to me.
Oh, wow.
And she now knows, she sits there quietly. The 4-year-old will just come and sit in my lap. That's fine. But they know mummy's meditating. They know that mindfulness, gratitude, the basic things that you can really introduce into your child's life. And that starts making a difference. And just kindness, right?
Yeah, children can be quite unkind these days.
Yeah.
So do you see a difference between your children and, say, other people's children whilst you've been on this journey with them and yourself?
I think I've seen the difference in our household. So if I just compare the energy in my home compared to where it was 5 years ago, completely different. And the real shift happened when my husband started to work on himself.
Okay.
So that was like you're up-leveling,
Yes.
you're turning a page, and then your partner comes and meets you.
Yes.
That's incredible.
So do you work with couples as well?
Yeah, a lot of couples actually. And it's normally the women. So I start with the wife.
Yes.
And then they start seeing the shift and the husband sort of says, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? You're so different, like you've changed, or they've noticed something.
Yeah.
And that's when normally the husbands will come on board and I'll speak to them as well.
And then the ripple effect is to their children.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And how does somebody feel when you're doing this?
So normally it's all done through the energy of unconditional love. So the energy is very soft, and I suppose it's the practitioner's energy as well. So I'd like to think quite relaxed. They always seem to feel very relaxed, very light, and just in that loving, pure energy, because that's the energy that we tap into when we go into the theta brainwave.
Do they see anything?
Sometimes. So that depends client to client. Sometimes
Okay.
they'll feel, sometimes they'll see, sometimes they'll just sense.
Okay.
And it's also based on their own intuition and how much they're willing to, not even willing to, where they are on their journey. Are they open enough to see? Is it the right time for them to see? Because with the energy that we work with, you'll only receive what's right for you at that point in time. So nothing's harsh in any way. It's right for that client.
So if I was to go on your website, I'd find all this information on Theta Healing. And then is there like an inquiry form that I would complete and you'd get in touch with me?
There's a Calendly link on there that you can book a call with me. Also via Instagram, you can DM me. My email address is really easy. So it's Luvleen@luvleenkaila.com. I'm really open. I love it when I have that interaction and just someone just talks to me, really, because sometimes someone's got so many questions. It's better just to get on a call and answer them, really.
And what if you did that initial call with somebody? So what do you call it, like a discovery call or something, and you decide you can't work with them?
Hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
It hasn't happened.
But would you say no if you felt...
I would do. I think if I felt that the commitment wasn't there. Because if you can't commit to the sessions and even making those changes, so we're trying to make you more, I suppose, mindful. Just starting with mindfulness is such a big thing. If you haven't got that commitment and that dedication and that strong why do you want to do this? What change is it going to create? Then I probably would say no, to be honest. Or knowing that they'll come back when the time is right for them.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just timing.
Yeah.
So when you first qualified, so what's your first step you have to do to start the business as a practitioner?
So to even start, so you've got basic, you've got advanced, you've got a number of courses that you do. I didn't actually start working with clients until I did about 5. So I went in depth first. There's a couple of reasons behind that. One is because every course that we do, we actually meet ourselves on that level first. So we've done intuitive anatomy, which goes through all the systems in the body, all the organs, and there's certain beliefs and energy attached to each organ that we carry. So the liver
I've heard that, for example, liver's anger, isn't
That's
it?
Right? So then we work on all the anger in the liver, all the resentments, all the regrets, the hate that you carry, the hatred, because that blocks us. So unless we've worked on ourselves and released that, our channel's not going to be clear. So there was a certain level that I got to first before then I started to work with people.
So you've done your courses.
Yeah.
So then you set your company up.
Yeah.
So whether you're a limited company, sole trader, whatever, get your accountant. And then, as you said, they can book with you via online. So how long has your business been running?
I started training January this year. And I started to see clients from April and May this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you noticed you're getting more and more and more clients now?
Yeah, I'm steady now.
You're steady.
I'm really looking forward to next year because I've got some amazing things planned. And yeah, the clients that have come on board, I'm just so excited to see their growth.
Tell us about a low in your business.
Self-doubt, definitely.
Okay.
I think when I first started, especially being in the wellness industry, obviously there's so many healers. Well, in our world, I think in a normal world, maybe not, but in the world that you're in, you see so many people doing the same thing you are in different ways.
Or is it that you just notice them more?
Probably
you know, like when you get a red car and you keep seeing red cars everywhere.
Exactly. So I think self-doubt did really come in.
Okay. So how do you pick yourself up? How do you motivate yourself and say, no, I'm going to do this?
It's the trust, the real trust and surrender, that knowing that I'm on this journey for a reason, and actually the journey was shown to me. It's not something that I forced myself to go on to.
Do you have like a mantra, or do you go back to something and give yourself a kick up the backside?
Probably my children, more than anything. And just, the reflection as well. Reflection's so important, even if you do it like every month, or I try and do it every week. Because there's so many times in a day where the universe is showing you how far you've come and you don't even realise. Like even me sitting here today is a reflection of how far I've come.
Yeah.
And the reflection and the gratitude behind that is your motivation.
Funny you should say that. The first time I met you, you were really quiet, and I think I came and said hello to you, but you were just so quiet, and now you totally own it. Like, you're so inspiring, and I've seen you grow over the years. And for me, Theta Healing, I was like, what's that? But because it's you, I listened, and then I was like, no, we're going to share this. So that's how you motivate yourself, is your children. They keep you going.
They do, and I think it's seeing the shifts.
Yeah,
it's the shifts in them, and also the self-growth, doing things that I never thought I'd be able to do, and actually knowing that I was limiting myself. So even when I think about the years to come, there's no limits. Like, why limit yourself? And actually we place those limitations on ourselves. So that's a massive motivation, but also just the transformations, the clients that I'm working with, and seeing their growth week on week, and receiving those messages to say, oh my God, I've had such a good week. Like, I've noticed this has changed. Just last week, I had a client who messaged and said, I didn't even realise she was so put off by doing her finances. But the moment she did it, she realised she's in a position to actually buy a house.
Wow.
And that was just the blocks preventing her from taking those steps moving forward, because it was the fear that was kicking in. So that wasn't even one of her intentions when we started to work. But that's growth. That's a transformation into her reality. So there's loads of different things that we work on, and they just keep me going.
So what if somebody was going to do a wellness course? How do they check that it's a course that is recognised, they can get insurance, and how do you basically ticking the boxes and making sure you're doing a right type of course? How do you check that?
So first is your mentor. So I know my mentor works directly with Vianna, who is the founder of Theta Healer. So we get everything, all our certificates and everything through there.
Okay.
So it's all stamped and signed, like we know it's all legit and everything else. But I think it's doing your research as well, knowing that the person you're working with or being trained by, that they've done their work as well.
So if I was looking for somebody, what should I be looking for? Do I need to ask for their insurance documents? Do I need to look for their certificates? What should I be asking them?
What did I ask? So I was probably looking at how long they've been in the journey for, what work they've done, where they are on that level. Because obviously if you're going to work or learn from somebody, then you want them to be a few steps ahead of you, right? That's you're aspiring to be like that person. You want to follow their footsteps in. So look if they actually align with you. More than insurance or anything else, it's more the fact of, do they align? Are they the right person for you? Do they teach in a way that you learn? Do they actually match your energy, your vibration? Because if they don't, you're going to very...
So that's you as a practitioner, but what if, like me as a client, I was coming to you? So imagine it's not you, but what should I be looking for in a theta healer, for example?
It's exactly the same thing. It's your frequency. So if you speak to me and your soul actually connects, that's what I would speak, what I would listen to.
Yeah.
Your soul needs to really hear that. So I don't say to my clients, like, when we first have that conversation, it's go away, think about it. Actually allow yourself to process the conversation that we've had. And does it speak to you?
Do people normally, on your first discovery call, say, yeah, I want to work with you, or do they normally go away and think about it?
Normally they do. I've had a couple that will go away and think about it, but that's more logistical stuff. But normally, and that's what I mean when they come to me, I know that they've come to me through a channel who's either recommended me or they're actually attracted to that energy and that frequency. They've come to me for a reason. So I haven't really been on a call before where it doesn't work or it doesn't align. Yeah. Either it'll be now or it'll be later. It'll be somewhere down the line.
And then do they work with you face-to-face or online?
Yeah, so it's all online. It's all over Zoom. I do some face-to-face stuff. Majority of the time it's all over Zoom. So wherever you are really, even international clients, I've got some clients in America at the moment. And that's incredible to be able to go to that level.
Did you ever think, when going back to, how long ago did you work in a bank?
Oh, about 5 years ago now, I think.
Okay. Did you ever think you would be doing this?
Never.
Even though knowing that your mum was in the world of wellness, you never thought you'd follow her footsteps?
No, not at all. Not this level of depth.
Yeah.
Not at all.
What does your mum say about all of this?
She's really happy. Both my parents are actually. They're both very spiritual in their own little way. Spirituality has always been a part of us since we were younger. But they're just really proud. Really proud. And I think it's hard, isn't it, when you're a child who has done this depth of work on themselves, because you have to remember that when you see your parents now, you don't judge what's being said. You see it in a very different light to where you may have seen it about 10 years ago. So you understand the depth, and actually there's so much more compassion and awareness and understanding for things that you may have gone through as a child, because you know that they've done the best they can with where they've come from.
Yeah, I suppose especially in our generation, South Asian parents,
absolutely.
We're growing up in a Western world and they're trying to hold on to their roots.
Yeah.
So there must be a lot of us like that who need that transition really, and like you said, they did the best they could.
That's it.
Okay, so you said there's more things coming next year.
Yes, there is.
Anything you want to share?
So I recently completed the womb healing massage, which allows us to go into the womb space. So even though we can energetically do that work through the work we do through Theta, the womb massage actually allows us to physically release that trauma.
So you'll actually be doing the massage?
Yeah, which is incredible. So I've done that, and then I'm also launching a mastermind in April, which is going to be for 6 women, and also includes a retreat as well.
Okay.
That's going to be quite in depth. So for someone who's really looking to transform and shift. So
tell me more about this mastermind and the retreat, because there might be somebody listening right now who wants to come along.
Definitely. So the mastermind is going back to the blueprint of your soul. So it's actually going to be working on all those beliefs and different levels, but to allow you to connect to the essence of your soul, because your soul is the most authentic version of you. And as we come into this life, we start getting conditioned about certain things. Even when we go into the womb space and we're conceived, we're conditioned. The moment we're born, we're being conditioned. The family that we go into, we're being conditioned. So it allows you to strip all of that back. So we go through some inner child healing. We go through sort of cultural beliefs as well that we may have picked up, allowing you to then transform and create your life from a completely more authentic but completely different version of you, but your most authentic version, if that makes sense.
Wow. I like the word blueprint of your life.
Do you like it?
Yeah. So how long will the retreat be?
Retreat's going to be 2 or 3 days, but the actual mastermind itself is going to be 6 months.
Okay.
It's going to be a combination of one-to-one work and then some group work. But I'm also having some health practitioners come in and support the journey.
Right.
Because part of the journey is doing the energetic work, but part of it is actually releasing it from the body. So through homeopathic medicine, and different medication as well, but very natural based, so where you can release the toxins.
Okay.
So it's going to be a combination of mind, body and soul.
Wow. So when is that? Do you have dates?
Not yet, but it's starting April.
Okay.
Hopefully the first couple of weeks of April it will start, and then it will end in September.
Any reason why you've chosen those months?
Yeah, so April is spring. We come into new energy. January, February, March, I always feel you're taking a lot of action in those months to sort of get things moving, get yourself moving in the right space. April to September is just a really nice time. So you're ending the year as well in a different space completely, and allowing yourself to go into those winter months to be able to create for the next year as well.
Exciting. And the retreat, will that be in the UK, abroad? That
That will be in the UK. It will be. And it's more just a closing retreat. So to actually close all the work that we've done over that period. And also get to meet each other, because sometimes it's all over Zoom. And it's you build a relationship in that little community on the group calls as well. You're sort of really intertwined in each other's journeys, and it's beautiful to be able to come to a space and just get to meet and integrate all that healing and really just allow yourself to be.
Oh, wow. So just 6 women?
Just 6 women.
And all the information will be on your website?
Not yet, it won't be, but it will be.
Yeah, it will be.
It will be, definitely.
Okay. And you'll announce it on your Instagram page. Is it just Instagram?
It will be just Instagram.
Do you
however,
do Facebook, TikTok, anything
no,
like
Instagram normally. However, for this retreat, if they are interested, if anyone listening is interested, just message me, because I may not even put it out there on social media.
Right.
I may feel into who it's right for.
Okay.
With the people that I've got in my community at the moment. And I know that those six women that need to be on there will definitely be on there.
Perfect. Wow. So before we close, any other business tips that you feel you wish you had known before you started this wellness business?
Just go for it, honestly. Like, just don't let anything hold you back. And if you see a cycle, a pattern, like I saw it for so long, and I just didn't know what was holding me back from being this version of me. And don't let yourself do that. Like, you're worth so much more. Whatever that desire is, whatever that vision is that you keep seeing, or you know there's more, allow yourself to step into that.
Do you mind sharing what it was that was holding you back? You don't have to,
No,
just
of
if you want
course.
to.
Confidence, more than anything. Like, you knew me before.
Yeah.
But actually, when I did a lot of work on that, I was in survival mode for most of my life.
Yeah.
Which went back to my womb space, went back to my birth journey.
Right.
Where I was just constantly in this survival, fight or flight, not being able to really live to my full potential.
So confidence.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it now.
You wouldn't.
Well done.
Thank you.
Just remind us of your website again
Of
and your
course.
Instagram.
It's loveleenkaila.com, and Instagram is exactly the same, loveleen.kaila.
Perfect. So guys, if you want to be on this retreat, and it's only 6 women, just women, what about men?
Just 6 women at the moment. Moment.
Just women at the moment. Please do contact her. And if you'd like to be the next founder in the chair, please do contact me.